Alright, so before we get started with adding those extra features, we are going to save this project and add the word plus on the end. So you can do PaintPotPlus, and that way you've got your standard PaintPot and then one with all of these enhanced features that we want to add. One of the things I wanted to point out when we look at this screen, there are little things that you can do to make it look better. The About button here is all the way on the edge. There's some easy ways of fixing that. I'm going to click on the horizontal navigation arrangement here, and I'm going to make that, instead of going all the way across the screen, I can say maybe 95% of the screen. Now it's going to shorten it, and it'll look better if it's centered. So the way to do that is to center the entire screen. I'm going to go to screen 1 and look for that horizontal and center that. I'm also going to round off my buttons. That's just a matter of taste, but having it be kind of standardized makes it look a little nicer in my eyes. So what we want to do now is make our About screen have a button that'll take us to the data website. So to do that, we need to go to our About screen. If you're testing the close, you have to come from the navigation. So the only way that the exit, or in this case return button, is going to work is if we went there from our screen 1. So you can see here that I've added a data website button. You can just grab another button, put it in there, arrange it how you like, but there it is, data website. Now it's not going to do anything until we code it. And opening a browser requires a little bit of special coding here. So I'm going to go to Connectivity and drag Activity Starter to my design screen. It's a non-visible component, so when I drop it on there, it shows up at the bottom. And then I need a special block of text that goes in this action field right here. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So that's where a lot of students go wrong. Now, I've given it to you here at the top of what is supposed to be week 31. And here it is right here. To have your app open the browser, we've added the activity starter, and I'm going to copy this little block of text. When I do that, then the code should work. Now there's a place for you to put the URL, but it is not a good idea to hard code it in, because you may have buttons that take you to different places. Your portfolio and the data website, not the data tech, but the actual data website, are both buttons that really should be on there. So let's go to our blocks now, and we've got our data button data site already here. So I'm going to take my when it's clicked. What are we going to do? I've got the block of code right here. So when it's clicked, we're going to set the activity starter URL. There it is. And then we're going to start the activity. So pretty straightforward, but it does need to be all correct. So let's go and get our set activity starter. So click on activity starter and set activity starter. You got to find the URL one here. Get it in there. And then you're going to need a text box with the actual URL. So how do you get that? Well, I'm going to go to the data website, not by using this. To me, this doesn't make as much sense. So this is what I have found I can do. I'm just going to get the data, the NEISD page. I'm going to add data MS onto it. I say get the page. I'm going to go there and copy the address because we need the other parts that aren't visible. So here in MIT App Inventor, now I can paste that and simply add data MS. And we'll let the district redirect to that particular page. That page could change, but this shouldn't. And then, of course, we just need to start the activity. So start activity. It may not work in my emulator because this doesn't really have a data plan. It may look like it, but it doesn't. So we'd have to test it on our actual device. But this data website button will now start activity starter, and that will only work if this block of text, android.intent.action.view, is in the action field there. So we'll get started next on things to enhance our actual PaintPot app.